Hello everybody and welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena with me, Dark Master, for Dark Master Series Gaming. We are continuing our journey through the meta deck listings that is provided by untap.gg, and the next deck in our list after the Selesnya Toxic deck is Mono Black Aggro. Now this is the next ranked deck at the current date of recording, so we're going to run through this deck and talk about which cards are new and if they are going to be a great help within the build. So let's get going. Let's have a look at them all. So first up, we have got a Cult Conscript. It enters the battlefield tapped, and for 1 and a swamp we can return from the graveyard to the battlefield, so when it dies we can bring it back. Activate only if a non-skeleton creature died under your control. We have got 4 cut downs for those pesky early game weenies, basically. Yeah, destroy target creature with total power and toughness 5 or less. We've got the Evolved Sleepers. Now this has a couple of evolution abilities. So for 1 swamp, it becomes a human cleric with base power and toughness 2/2, and then for 1 and a swamp, if it is a cleric, we can put a death touch counter on it and it becomes a Phyrexian human cleric with base power and toughness 3/3. And for 1 and 2 swamps, if it is a Phyrexian, we can put a +1/+1 counter on it, then you draw a card and you lose 1 life. So it gives us a little bit of card advantage as well if we get it that far. We've also got some Go for the Throats, and we can destroy target non-artifact creatures, some more removal if needed, leading up to the mid-game. We've also got Infernal Grasp, destroy target creature, you lose 2 life. So that's a little bit more removal as well, but with the added cost of 2 life. We've got Misery's Shadow. If a creature an opponent controls would die, it exile it instead. And for 1 mana, it gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn. So we can build this guy up to be the blocker needed, providing we've got the mana to cast that ability. So if we're getting attacked by a 5/5 and we've got 3 mana spare, we can put 3 mana into that and trade, basically. We've also got Tenacious Underdogs, and it's got a blitz cost of 2 and 2 swamp, and we also got to pay 2 life, and we can cast Tenacious Underdog from our graveyard using its blitz ability. We've got the Graveyard Trespassers, and it's got a ward, and the ward is a discard a card. Whenever Graveyard Trespasser enters the battlefield or attacks, we exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card was exiled this way, the opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. On the day bound, when it that's day bound. When it flips over to night, it's got the ward discard a card, and whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards. So for each creature card exiled this way, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So that's potentially taking an extra 2 damage off somebody if they've got enough creatures in the graveyard. Next up, we have got Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor. So whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay 1 life. If they do, they draw a card. And for 4 and 3 swamps, so that's 7 in total, discard X cards. Exile the top X cards of target opponent's library. You may play lands and cast spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. So what is the X? So I'm guessing it's 7, but I'm not entirely sure on that one. It doesn't explain what X is on that one. So we've got Liliana of the Veil, our Planeswalker, to help us discard our opponent's deck. For +1, each player discards a card, or to get rid of a creature, we can use the -2 ability. Target player sacrifices a creature. For -6, separate all permanents target player controls into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanents in the pile of their choice. We've also got two different artworks of the Phyrexian Obliterator, which is one of the new cards in our deck from the new set. And I prefer this top art to the bottom one. Just looks a little bit more menacing, you know. Let's read through it. So it's got Trample, and whenever a source deals damage to Phyrexian Obliterator, that source's controller sacrifices that many permanents. So that goes for creatures, artifacts, enchantments, even lands. So, yep, that can really turn the tide of a battle. We've also got the Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, and for the prototype cost of 1 and 2 swamps, it comes in as a 3/3. It's got Menace, Lifelink, so it takes 2 creatures to defend it, and it also gains life back whenever it strikes. The ward cost to be targeted by a spell, it's pay life equal to its power. If you cast that for 7, that is a very expensive ward cost, so bear that in mind if you're ever targeting this creature with spells. And next up we've got our land base, 23 swamps and a Takenuma Abandoned Mire. And for 3 and a swamp, we can discard it, mill 3 cards, then return a creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. Cost 1 less to activate for each legendary creature we control. So this is the mono black aggro pile, and the deck list is found in the video description below. We're going to just be playing in the standard play section. We're not going to be playing it in the ranked version because I'm part of the way through platinum rank, and you know, I only have really faith in the top couple of decks to get me over that kind of cusp before the season changes. So we're going to see how this performs, and I've already got a load of matches on the standard play section anyway, so it'll go nicely with the results screen. So anyway, let's get going. Let's see how this deck performs. So what have we got? I think we've got a couple of nice 1-drops that we can use, into a 2, into a 3, so we're curving out pretty well here. Maybe start with the Conscript. Can bring that back from the graveyard if needed. It's mono red by the looks. Might not be mono red, to be fair. It looks like it is. We've got a Kumino. So whatever creature they get out, we can Liliana next turn. Right, strangles out. Well, I guess we can just bring another one of those and evolve Sleeper to the battle. Liliana next turn if needed. Right, here comes Squee. Right, we'll just defend against the Goblin for now. And then what we'll do is we will Liliana the Squee. Whoops. I've always hated crowds. Let's pump this guy up. They're down to 10. We're on 16. They've got an Etching of Kumino. They're going to go for the Liliana, so that'll save us a little bit of HP. Or at least it should do.
Knew this was a waste of time.
What are they thinking about here? Yeah. Two to defend. Let's see. We're either going to defend or lose the game. We'll take the squee. And I think we win. Yeah, he wouldn't even let us put our counters on everything. So there we go. That's our first victory. And mono red, take that. Starting up, we've got a nice little early game hand here. So let's get that going. Let's try and evolve Sleeper to start with. Are we up against the Boros deck? Looks like it could be. And let's go for Misery Shadow as well. Might as well chip away at some damage. Looks like he wants to interact there. Wedding announcement. Okay. In which case, we'll cut down this one. We'll evolve the Sleeper. Might as well get another one on the board. Attack for 4. Ooh, nasty. Right, okay. Well, that's the problem with having too much on the board at once, I guess. Well, let's get the Praetor out. Go for the throat. Go on, we'll go for this one. Knock him down to 9 permanents. Oh, it's wedding announcements and hives and everything. We're not winning this one, I don't think. Right. If he sacrifices that, he can hit us for quite a big amount of damage. Go on then, let's just keep activating this. See if he wants to defend against anything. If he doesn't defend, we get to draw a card, I think. Yep, go on, just chuck 3 of them out. Defend, go on, nice one. That way we knock his permanents down. Wow, what do we do against this then? Not a lot, I don't think. I guess we're defending. Yep, all those poison counters are going to hurt. Nice, that hurt. Right, what next then? Nice. I'm liking that deck, mind. I think I might have to take note of this one and give it a go. We'll say a good game for our opponent. With 2 swamps in a row. Oh well. Well done to our opponent here. Wow, what a deck that was. I think I'm going to be taking note of that one and maybe using it myself. Go on then, let's keep this one. See if we can make it work. Probably should have mulliganed this one, but we have got to go for the throat and can kind of just bide us a little bit more time. Getting some more obliterators, so it's not entirely a bad thing. Right, well the farmhand is going to be going down. Tell you what, let's just get rid of that now. Next creature to get out, we'll have. Well, I say we've got Liliana, but is it worth using Liliana on it? Let's get the obliterators out. Depopulate. Let's dodge it. Ah, we've dodged it. Nice. Let's try this. Let's see if that works. Yep, he's letting the damage through. Not bothered about the bank buster. I've got a feeling it's going to be depopulate. No, let's just go for it. $10 damage it is. So what is next? What? Oh, he's farewelled. Right, okay. Creatures, all graveyards. Okay. Alright, pulling it back now then. Pulling it back. Let's see what happens then. Well, we can get rid of AO. That's not a problem. Are you going to attack with the bank buster? Good job we kept the Liliana back.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it. I've always hated crowds.
I didn't think it would activate his thing, but his ability, but never mind. I thought sacrifice wasn't direct damage, but never mind. Yeah, just minor inconvenience. We don't have any board wipes, do we? Which is a bit of a shame. We only really need something that can break through the defense. Yep, bye Liliana.
It's no fun when they hit back.
A lot of wedding announcements. And now we're just flooding. That's just typical. Flesh Gorger would be nice. But we have officially run out of steam. This is the part where most people would concede, but I don't know. Sometimes Arena likes to surprise you and give you a random card that will make all the difference. That's not one of them.
A fight? And you think you can win?
We'll say good game. I think that's it. Plenty of removal. We'll try and control the game until like mid-game-ish. Hopefully we can get this obliterated to do what we want it to do. Looks like we're up against a Gruul Aggro type deck. Got some more removal. They're instant, so as soon as they come out, go on then, we'll go for Gix. Depending on whether we get a land or not, will depend on what our next move is. There we go. I think we're just going to go for the Obliterator. No attacks at the moment. Oh, he just gives up. There we go. Sometimes the Obliterator just strikes fear into your opponent, and they feel like there is nothing else that they can possibly do. Yeah, let's try this out. Looking like it could be an interesting... We'll say hello. It's always nice to be courtesy. Give courtesy to your opponent. Be a good sportsman. Looks like he's the the Azorius Soldiers build, which we're probably going to have trouble against. What's next? It'll probably be the... Oh no. Okay, so I can't really explain that one, but yeah. There we have it. Maybe too many lands, but we'll keep it, because if we get less lands, we're probably likely not to get any, which normally happens. And the bank busters out. Try and get as much out on the board as possible. Oh, it's the Golgari fight pile by the looks of it. Right, well, we're getting rid of that. Could maybe do with another go for the throat or an infernal grasp, just in case they do get the the obliterator out on us, as their deck is more designed to take effect of the obliterator's ability with the fight cards. They can force them to themselves to take damage on the card, so that we have to sacrifice permanents. Right, we've been cut down. Tell you what, let's go for the Flesh Gorger. Give them something to focus their attention on. Just got a feeling the the Obliterator's coming out this turn. No, Despair. So we'll sacrifice this one so we can get it back from the graveyard. Right, we'll end the turn. They're down to 12. It's going to go for the Conscript, no doubt. Yeah, fair enough. Right, we didn't want that, but we can possibly take advantage of that situation. We've got our own Trespasser here now. He is going to use the Bank Buster to get rid of our Evolved Sleeper. So we're just going to attack with everything. What is he going to do? He is going to use the Bank Buster. Evolved Sleeper is down and out. Totally fine by me. That's what we wanted him to do. And if he fights this, then we can cut him down. Can we cut him down? No, he went to 5-2, so that's not... that's a shame. I thought we'd have been able to do that. Not to worry. Yeah, he's going to take extra damage off us. Oh, he only did one though. Not sure why he didn't do 2 of them. That just leaves more for us to get in with when we get our Trespasser down. Just going to make it daylight, I think. our graveyard. Let's go for the Evolved Sleeper. Right, discard your card. Get rid of that straight away. Cost him more next time to use. Yeah. I think he's going to go for the Graveyard Trespasser. Yeah, so he'll get a life back. So far he's got the better pile, I think. We've got another Trespasser that we can use. We'll get rid of his Tenacious Underdog. There we go. So you do that. And no attacks. We'll have our defenders. I think we get rid of the pilot on the end step, because we don't want him to crew the Bank Buster on our next turn, but we don't want him to think about what he can do straight away. Let's do that now, so he can't crew it on the next turn. Then he either is forced to block with his Graveyard Trespasser when we attack with ours, well, he has to, definitely has to block here. Right, so do we have any creature cards that we can get rid of? We don't. So it looks like we have to get rid of that. And he's Invoke Despair. Unfortunately, there's nothing that we can use to our advantage there. He's probably going to have to defend now. Yep. Okay, so it's an even board again, but we can bring this construct back. Let's end turn in case he has a Liliana and we have to discard a card or something. Ah, there's the Obliterator. Not what we wanted to see. Definitely not what we wanted to see. Right. And we drew a Swamp. I mean, Arena knows how to kick you in the teeth, like, doesn't it? Right, okay, so we'll just leave that for now. No attacks. We knew it was coming at some point. We have one in our pile somewhere. We haven't come across ours yet. There we go. There's the tail swipe. So we've got to get rid of some permanents now. How many do we need to get rid of? 2. Fair enough. 2 lands. For its blitz cost. Can we get a card? And it was a swamp. Oh man. Could have been something else. If he's got something to... No, he hasn't. But we can't use the... Oh wait, there we go. That's a good game. We wouldn't have been able to use the blitz cost of the Tenacious Underdog because it would have cost us 2 life. That would have made us win the game. I don't think we had anything that would have... And we got the Evolved Sleeper, so would have had to wait another turn to attack with it anyway. Unfortunately, we lost. So this is going to be our last game. Using this deck. Hopefully we get a decent result from it. Starting off with the Evolved Sleeper again. Looks as though we're up against the blue deck, which we hate. You know which one we're on about, the Delver deck. The Houty Jin and all those. Yep, it is that one. Okay. Resolve. But what we can do... Is it our end step? Oh, well. Probably going to counter that. So what we want to do is we want to put this out first, see if the make it disappear. So let's try the Underdog, because the Graveyard the Graveyard Trespasser will be very good in getting rid of their graveyard, so that the Houty Jin's no good. But we just got to make sure they're not going to be able to play anything. Should we attempt Gix and then... But Gix doesn't normally hit anyway, so if it gets countered, it gets countered. Yeah, gets countered, right. So then we'll revolve this guy. So they're down to 13. There's the Jin. Right. We should be able to reduce the Jin now. Let's try this. Yes. So, what are we going to do then? Instants and sorceries. Knock it down to 3. Let's go for it. Obliterate the next turn. Terror. Okay. We'll go for my graveyard and we'll get rid of the Gix. Well, they're going to have to defend against the Obliterator next turn then, aren't they? Unless they bounce it. Are they going to bounce it, do you think? It is. It's going to be a removal or a bouncer. It is. It is. What a shame. Oh, it's not. They might not have made it. They might be giving up here. Might be conceding. Are they hitting for 10? They're hitting for 10. Well, let's pass that. 3 damage is getting through regardless. Yeah, we win. I really hate the mono blue Delver deck. As we call it, Houty Jin deck now. So there we have it, guys. That was the mono black aggro deck. Now, we were playing it in the standard play queue because I'm not 100% certain that this is a deck that you can rank up with anymore. I just think that there are better decks. And at the moment, the top 2 decks, I mean, they are the Azorius Soldiers and the mono white Soldiers. Nothing's really comparing against them at the moment, but I'm sure as the weeks go on and the more the other decks kind of get played, there will be some competition for those top meta decks. Until then though, I mean, we'll just be continuing to showcase the rest of the meta decks on the via the untapped.gg listings. So we will be continuing to see how the rest of those decks perform, but it's probably going to be in the standard play queue because I don't really want to have to do more grinding with the other ones to get my rank up. I'm going to try and get a diamond rank with my ranked on the ranked side before the month is up, so that I can solidify the, well, consolidate more of the rewards that come with achieving that rank. Best player on the field, I'm going to say Phyrexia and Obliterator when you get it out. You definitely need the fight spells to go with it though, so when the Golgari build comes around I'll show you how that works a little bit more, but it did get used against us on one of the matches in this episode where they used the what was it called, the fight ability anyway, and then we had to sacrifice some of our lands, but by that point, you know, we didn't really have any cards that we needed all of that land for, so it didn't really matter to us, but we still lost anyway. So anyway, yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Give me a like and a sub if you've enjoyed the episode. Put a comment down below, tell me what you think of the deck, and and remember, the deck list is also in the video description, so go and check it out. But my recommendation is, if you are aiming to rank up, don't craft any of these cards unless you've already got them. You know, it's just a deck to have a little bit of fun with, so just bear that in mind. I don't want you to waste your rare and mythic wildcards when there are better decks to be using at the moment. So anyway, thank you again for joining me. Give me a like and a sub, and until next time, that's it from me, and I will see you on the flip side.